Breaking news. Labour spurs for war as Kano government reverts to old minimum wage. It's only Ganduje that will do that wickedness. You remember that the federal government has announced a new minimum wage. Look at the way things are in the country. He has reversed back to 18,000 naira for those in Kano. My people, what will 18,000 naira do for you, to be very honest, in today's Nigeria? Look at the way things are. The last Christmas, a price of chicken was going for 8,000 naira, if not more. I don't know how much they sold it in your area. About 8,000 naira, if not more. That's 10,000 naira remaining. You have not fed your family. You have not bought pampers for your child. You have not bought baby milk. You have not fed for the month. What kind of wickedness is this? This is the same person who was caught collecting dollars, stocking up the money, but cannot pay people. You see the kind of hearts of the people we have. Let's understand all going on. Kano government has allegedly reversed to its pledge made to implement the new law of workers' minimum wage, thereby reverting to the old salary structure of 18,000 naira. Daily Post correspondent gathered that the civil servants in the state received of the outlaw wage of 18,000 naira in the month of November and December. Federal government approved the implementation of 30,000 naira. So from each person, this man is keeping 12,000. 12, which is not, the 30,000 is not even enough for a sitting in a good restaurant. Is this not wickedness? Is this not wickedness? Federal government approved implementation of 30,000 minimum wage to workers in October 2019 and directed state private enterprise to adopt the national minimum home take for workers. Kano state government was the first state in the federation to declare readiness to adopt the new 30,000 naira wage with additional value of 600 naira. Can you see high service? That's what Ganduje does. Is Buhari's right-hand man. That's how, despite all that Kano State did to get him out of his over his first tenure, after being caught on camera, stealing, collecting bribe, they still announced that he won the election, even though they said the election was inconclusive. Rather, they put him there. Can you see? He was the first to announce that yes, Kano will pay 30,000. However, the labor union raised concern when the government slashed salaries, workers' salaries, October 2020, without prior notice. A civil servant with one of the state ministries who wanted his name not mentioned said that his salary of November and December were paid at the rate of 18,000 naira minimum wage. What I received in December 30th was the old wage in November and December of the same year. The percentage was just like the old salary. It is sad. Nobody's coming out to tell us why. Another civil servant who also confirmed similar development revealed that the government has failed to fulfill their promise. It is sad. This is the first time the Kano state government is failing to pay us full salary. They had started by payment even more than the federal government with addition of 600 naira. But the November and December salary are worse. Yet nobody is coming out to explain the rationale behind the reversal, he stated. Meanwhile, efforts to obtain reaction from the Commissioner of Information, Malam Mohammed Garuba, has not been successful because he did not pick his call or declined to reply any text message. Kano State Joint Nepotic Council has vowed to institute dramatic action against the state government if it fails to revert the development. Reacting to the salary reversal, Chairman JNC, Comrade Hashman Salim, told journalists that the council is presently awaiting the government reply on official notice written to the legal reversal to old minimum wage. According to him, when the adoption started in October 2020, the council was inaugurated to mandate with the government on the development. The development said that the government was as a result of poor revenue orchestrated by the COVID-19 pandemic. The government also cried a drop in its monthly allocation from the federal government. They, however, promised to return to the normal wage when the situation improved. But the salaries of November and December were the worst. It is not acceptable. When we officially wrote written to the government, and we are waiting to hear the reply. The Joint Labor Union will not hesitate to take dramatic measures if the measure failed to yield needful declaration, says the NUJ. So, my people, this is what is happening to Kano workers. This is what is happening. At least you give them a heads up and you tell them exactly what is happening. While you are pocketing your money, your salary, nothing is happening to it. However, you are putting others in a very tight corner. This is the kind of country we are in, where nobody pays attention to the other person. They are the only one who should have all the benefit. The other man should suffer and die. Is that what it is? Is that what is going on? Is that how we look after our people? Kano State was the first to say, yes, we are paying. Oh, we are going to pay. Don't worry. We are on top of it. They are the, can you see now that they are not on top of anything? In fact, they are the worst ever to be reckoned with all that is going on presently now as we speak. This administration is just making things from bad to worse. And Nigerians need to realize that most of them are just after themselves, for themselves, for themselves, for themselves, for their belly, not for any meaningful development or for Nigerians. And that's why we all need to rise up and say no to this evil being perpetrated by the federal government. We cannot allow this to happen. How can you? How can you treat people in such a manner and expect that the people will be happy? How can you? Do you know what 18,000 naira is today's country? Aha. That is even nothing. You've not talked about house rent. There is too much going on in the country to give somebody 18,000 naira at the moment. Too much going on. Too much going on. Nigerians, we cannot accept this. Because if you allow this to slide and say it's not my state, it's Kano State, before you know it, it begins to infiltrate into other areas. And people will make reference and points to Kano State that they are happy. They are not speaking. How come you are the only one who has big mouth? That's why we cannot be quiet. We're supposed to be our brother's keeper. We are all supposed to speak and not leave one person to go through it alone and be quiet and say, it's their matter, it's not my matter. No, that's not how things are done. We must all stick out for one another, to be quite candid and honest. Some of these people are family men and women. How do you want them to really continue? How do you want them to live? How do they take care of their children? The government schools are no schools. So how do they pay? You see this stress that people are going through. How do they pay children's school fees? How do they feed, first of all, before at least you'll be alive to pay school fees? Can you see the country we are in? Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now.